Ato is a beautifully crafted landscape where you battle bosses and figure out how to get through the level as you progress through a dire and dramatic story. The name Metroidvania gets thrown around a lot on the internet, and the term could apply to this one too, but it's more Metroid if there were no combat outside of boss fights. Over the course of the game, you'll earn new abilities that allow you to reach places you couldn't reach before, and properly executing the sometimes tricky button presses might be a big part of what you end up doing when you play. The story is of a warrior seeking revenge against what might be his former mercenary gang after they steal the child of what appears to be his and his partners and prepare to offer it to some kind of dark force. Heavy stuff, and it's told through dramatic and emotionally crafted cutscenes. The graphics are particularly striking in Ato, and it's one of the strongest draws of the game. Some of the scenes and landscapes are drop-dead gorgeous, and the overall atmosphere and gameplay is exceptional given the tiny size of the development team. The boss fights are a high point, even if they can be quite tough on the second and third of the 3 available difficulties. There is the equivalent of a story mode difficulty, although that mode too requires tricky navigation across the levels. Typical for any kind of Metroidvania game for me, I'm stuck after defeating 3 of the bosses and encountering a 4th, so I can't tell you how long the game is. The game doesn't seem particularly long once you learn how to progress through all of its levels. That's fine though, and in service to a compelling story and game. I suspect I'm going to need to resort to a YouTube walkthrough for this one. Even if you end up getting stuck like I did, the presentation is worth checking out, and the game is an easy recommendation. Quick note, this game is made for a modern style controller, so while you can technically play it on a classic, it's nearly impossible due to needing to use at least 3 buttons. Thanks for watching! At this very moment I've now covered every game currently available on the new Atari VCS store, although I expect plenty of new games to get released in the coming months, and I'll continue to do as many videos on them as I can. We'll also be taking a look at some services, the modern controller, and more in the coming weeks. Please find me at either youtube.com or facebook.com/mockduckplaysgames. Have fun!